Good morning. We're here to celebrate a national holiday. It's a pseudo-national holiday that we celebrate every year. What better place to do it than at LP Field here with the Titans? And I'm going to introduce Don McLaughlin, the Executive Vice President with the Titans, in just a minute. But I know Walter Overton's in the building. Raise your hand, Walter. Thank you so much for accommodating us today. We greatly appreciate it, as always. And we do this, as we said, every year to designate the Super Bowl. And there's a reason why we keep coming back and doing it every year, because every year we have way too many fatalities that are unnecessary related to impaired driving. And specifically, they always happen more around holidays and the Super Bowl. We know there are a lot of folks out there hosting parties this weekend. If there's alcohol served at your parties, make sure that you know that they need to get home safely, and that's part of your responsibility as being a good party host. Part of what we do is in education about impaired driving, all 365 days a year, is we try to do it through hardcore enforcement spots. We try to do it through spots that catch your attention. There's no better reality in catching your attention than actually working with victims and families of victims and victims advocates. And I'm very, very pleased to introduce a great partner to the Governor's Highway Safety Office, Josie Keaton Golden, who's going to share her story. Josie?
I guess I'll make this down since I'm a little shorter than him. Got to condense my story that I usually speak in 30 minutes to 3 to 5. I'm speaking about my daughter, Christina Keaton, through May of 2006. My life was changed because of a choice that she made. She had just left high school, her last day of high school, and went and met up with two young men who had been drinking. And she did things that we had told her not to do, and she allowed one of them who had been drinking to drive her car. They had gone to pick up another girl, and one of the boys in the back seat had gotten sick, and they had stopped so he could throw up. Well, the driver thought that was just incredibly funny. And so when they turned from Long Hollow Pike, there near Beach High School, onto Center Point Road, he was driving at a very high rate of speed, swerving all over the road, trying to make him throw up again. The others were yelling, "Stop, slow down." He didn't. He came around a curve, and there was a school bus coming down the road, and he got over in the correct lane, but got it off the road just about a tire's width, and when he brought it back on, he overcorrected it, causing it to slide, and the passenger side of the car hit the front of the school bus, killing my daughter, who was in the front passenger seat, and the boy that was sitting behind her. I take this story and I speak to high schools, I speak to DUI offenders, because a lot of times when we get out there and we drink, we don't think about how our lives and what we're doing affects other people. We only are thinking about ourselves. And I'm trying to show the point that you got to take initiative and don't drink and drive. Be safe, because I don't want anyone else to lose what I have lost because of a drunk driver.
Thank you so much, Josie. Thank you for your courage. I can't even begin to imagine, with a family of my own. I know everybody up here behind me has felt that or does not ever want to feel that. And thank you for your courage sharing that story, and quite possibly we'll save dozens, if not hundreds of lives because of your story and your willingness to share that. So thank you so much. I mentioned our partnership in the Governor's Highway Safety Office and the Tennessee Department of Transportation with the Tennessee Titans. Obviously, the Titans are a huge part of our community, and I can tell you that being a good member of the community means helping your fans out. It means helping them with their behavior and making good decisions. Obviously, with the amount of alcohol that's sold in and around ball games, they recognize their responsibility as a good community member, and I can always count on them to be great partners with the Governor's Highway Safety Office. And I want to introduce my friend, Executive Vice President of Administration and Facilities, Don McLaughlin.
Thank you, Kendall. Most importantly, Josie, I'm so sorry. And the courage you have in expounding on that story and the pain that you go through, it sets the tone for what we're here for today. I have 2 daughters of my own, and I can only imagine the pain that you go through, not only in 2006, but here in 2014. So our thoughts and prayers are with you. And you know, when you think about something like that, it's very numbing. And I guess a lot of people believe maybe they're invincible or it won't happen to them. And that's a lesson that we've learned from Josie and others that we may have encountered as friends or family through the years. So on behalf of the Titans, I want to thank all the law enforcement officers that are here today that protect us and keep the streets safe 365 days a year. Kendall Poole is a great partner of ours, the Governor's Highway Safety Office, and the messages that they get out with us all year long for any event here at LP Field. Not just Titan games or Tennessee State University games or the Music City Bowl or the CMA Music Festival or a One Direction concert. The number of events that we have people coming through here, we want them to leave and be safe. And they always choose a designated driver. That's something that we have at every event here. Choose a designated driver. You can't emphasize that enough. And Kendall's right. You know, this weekend is a Super Bowl. It's the greatest football game in the world. It's competitive and people go and it's a party. It's become a party for 48 consecutive years. And people do drink. We've got to make sure that you give those keys to someone that's sober. Because one fatality is too many. One fatality is way too many. And these officers will all be out on the streets trying to keep us safe. But it's the stupidity of someone that would go out there and not even think about the passengers that they have with them, that they might be endangering those lives or the lives of others that are out on the street that are completely sober, that are just out there going to the movies or going to see the neighbor or whatever. So the most important message we can have is booze it and lose it. That's the campaign that Kendall has done an outstanding job of getting the message out throughout the state. Throughout the state. Click it or ticket. You've got to wear your seatbelt. For crying out loud, put the seatbelt on. We've got children in back seats of cars that they've got to be in car seats. Take care of people like you would want to take care of your family and friends. And know that if you allow somebody to go out on the roads and risk their lives, that's something I open and close with Josie's comments. We all respect what Josie's been through. And Josie said she doesn't want anyone else to go through something like that. We can prevent it. The message today is don't drink and drive, choose a designated driver, and be smart. Be absolutely smart and look out for others. So in closing, I want to thank the partnership that we have here with the Governor's Highway Safety Office. It's been a long-term partnership and one that we value tremendously. And we continue to resonate that message year-round at any event that we have here. And I thank the media for being here, and all the law enforcement officers, thank you for all that you do to keep everyone safe year-round. Thank you. Kendall?
A lot of people don't realize, but the Governor's Highway Safety Office is actually a part of the Tennessee Department of Transportation. And the Commissioner of the Department of Transportation is John Schroer. He is very, very passionate. He is extremely supportive of anything safety. He's a champion of public safety. And I want to introduce Commissioner John Schroer to you.
Good morning. Josie, thank you for being here. We had a great conversation earlier. We work diligently with our partners throughout the state to try to save lives, and this is just another one of those efforts. You've seen our message boards talking about fatalities. This year we were 20 below last year, and that doesn't seem like a lot. We had 995 fatalities this year. but it's 20 less phone calls that had to be made to families. And so we were working very hard to do that. You will continue to see our message boards reminding people to be safe and to drive. And this is another one of those opportunities where we can tell the people, we've got to think before we do something stupid. And that's what this is. And the important thing, the message that we want to talk about quickly, we're talking about choose a designated driver. But I wanted to say, choose it the day before. Choose it, before you go out. Make sure that everybody is in agreement that, okay, Charlie is going to be a designated driver, and everybody needs to make sure Charlie does that. And that is how we save lives. And make sure Charlie has the keys. Make sure Charlie doesn't give them to anybody else. And it has to be pre-planned. And you can't be doing it. Alcohol impairs not only your driving, but it also impairs your ability to make a good decision. And oftentimes bad decisions are made with good intentions. And so we want everyone to know that they have to choose and choose early. We want people to have a good time. We want people to celebrate this wonderful American tradition, the Super Bowl. And it's a fabulous thing. And there's nothing else on television right now. And we really wanted to keep it that way. We want to talk about football and not fatalities on our roads. And let's keep this where it needs to be. So from us, Department of Transportation, please drive safely, please don't drive impaired, and please choose a designated driver. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Schroer. We've talked about education. We've talked about engineering. We've talked about safe roads. We've talked about partnerships. Huge component to what we do is the enforcement angle. We can do all the messaging in the world that we want to do, but unless we've got the enforcement to back that messaging up, then it's going to fall on deaf ears. And I can firmly say that we're very, very proud of our partnership, not only our local partners, and we're going to hear from Metro Nashville Police in just a minute, but from the Tennessee Highway Patrol. And Tennessee Highway Patrol is actually a part of the Department of Safety. And I'm proud to introduce to you somebody who knows about enforcement from the inside out. He used to be the director of the Memphis Police Department, and that's Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security Deputy Commissioner Larry Godwin.
Thank you very much, Kendall, and good morning, everyone. I first want to thank, on behalf of Commissioner Gibbons, I want to thank Commissioner Schroer with Tennessee, with TDOT, and again, my good friend, who I've known for a long time, Director Kendall Poole, the Governor's Highway Safety Office, and also Don McLaughlin for organizing this and getting us all together for this. And I too want to thank our law enforcement partners that are with us here today, Metro Nashville PD with the Highway Patrol, and I thank you for your support and service. But I want to thank the designated drivers that are out there that have decided to, we're going to have a great time, we're going to have a great Super Bowl weekend, but at the same time, I got to drive tonight, so I don't get to have a good time other than watching this game and hopefully their team wins, But what I don't understand is each year during this time, there are deaths across the country, and there are deaths on our Tennessee's highways. And if there's not death, there's injuries, there's a lot of hurt, and a lot of families, and a lot of issues. And quite frankly, from the story I just heard, if that doesn't get your attention, I really don't know what would get your attention, other than I'll say this. Some people still don't get it. They still think they can drive. They make poor decisions, as Commissioner Schroer said, when they think they are making good decisions. But I'll be very clear. From our perspective here, from law enforcement, we will, and these troopers and these officers will lock you up, and they will do their job, and there's no getting out of it. You're looking at taking your own life, the life of someone else, an innocent person doing the right thing because of irresponsibility of an individual. It's ridiculous, and these officers will do their job. And if there's no injury, you'll pay for that for some time. So there's a lot of consequences here. And I just want everyone to be careful what they do, enjoy the weekend, and look at your friends. You know they're drinking, you know what they're doing. Don't let them get in the car. Put a stop to it. But anyway, I hope that everyone has a good time this weekend, and be safe, and please listen to what we've said here today. And if you don't listen to me at all, that's fine. You need to listen to this lady right here, because she told the story. But anyway, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Fortunate to work with a lot of great partners, not only in education but enforcement, as we talked about, and how important it is to us. And we're fortunate in Tennessee that the leader of our Highway Patrol, Colonel Tracy Trott, is not only a leader in the state of Tennessee, but a leader across the nation in new initiatives and in making sure that fatalities and safe roads are paramount to their mission in the Highway Patrol. He's my good friend, and I'm glad to call him a good friend, Colonel Tracy Trott.
Good morning. Josie, I want to thank you for your story this morning. I know it's difficult to repeat that many times, and it's really aimed at deterring people from driving impaired. But I want you to know that it has really another effect for all of us up here on stage. It really encourages us to make us feel that our work is worthy and that we need to do better. We need to work harder, and we need to do more to get impaired drivers off the road. So thank you for that encouragement for us. And I know it's difficult, but thank you. Super Bowl has evolved over the 50-plus years that it's been going on, really into a national holiday, equal really to July 4th, Labor Day. So many drinking celebrations, so many parties, so many get-togethers. And with that comes the irresponsibility of impaired driving. Our number one goal and priority is to remove impaired drivers from the highways. It's that way 365 days a year. We especially concentrate on it during holiday weekends, and Super Bowl qualifies as that. So we will have enforcement actions in every district. There will be at least one enforcement action in every district Sunday after the game for people who leave a party and drive impaired. And make no mistake about it, we will put you in jail. We will not give you a second chance. We will not give you a break and a ride home. You are a potential killer. You're a potential murderer. And we're going to put you in jail. No questions asked. So if you celebrate and you drink, please don't drive. Simple as that. We had one person killed in Tennessee last Super Bowl weekend last year. The safest weekend in 5 years. Our goal this year is 0. And we hope to bring that home this weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel. And obviously, the statewide effort by the Highway Patrol is assisted by our partners in local jurisdictions all across the state. Most of you know that we're primarily a grant awarding entity, and we have 400 grants across the state of Tennessee, and many of those grants are law enforcement grants that pay for overtime, that pay for equipment, that help those agencies diminish crashes, save lives in the best way that they know possible. The Metro Nashville Police Department is a great partner of ours, and Chief Anderson has been extremely supportive of everything that we've done. And I want to introduce to you Metro Police Lieutenant Mike Gilliland.
Good morning. I'm not near the speaker that these gentlemen are, so I'll speak about what I know best, and that's the enforcement aspect of it. Our department's extremely proud of the men and women that serve every day in making our streets a lot safer for all of us. Because of their dedication and hard work, last year we had over 3,200 drunk drivers taken off the streets of Davidson County. It was because of that hard work that we saw a reduction of 3% reduction in fatalities in 2013, 11% reduction in 2012. Through the partnership that we've had with the Governor's Highway Safety Office and teaming with THP on checkpoints and other type of enforcement actions, over the past several years, we've continuously, on every weekend, Super Bowl Sundays, holidays, St. Patrick's Day, been able to put additional officers on the street that specifically focus on impaired and distracted drivers. Nobody understands the impact of a fatality more than the victim's parents. The officers standing behind me on a daily basis work those fatalities. We worked 2 last night. The impact that they understand that these families go through, that's why they do what they do. We've got Officer Wade standing behind us. He alone last year, 304 DUI arrests. The state has recognized him for that. Governor's Highway Safety Office has recognized him for that. And for that, I thank you, everybody at the Governor's Highway Safety Office. We're not opposed to anybody having a good time. A lot of our folks are going to be celebrating the Super Bowl just like everybody else. The simple thing we request is that you do it responsibly. If you're hosting the party, be the best friend that you can be. Be the best family member you can be. Provide your family members and your friends a ride home. Don't let them drink and drive. We're going to have additional officers on the street just like we do every weekend, just like we do for every Super Bowl. And they're going to specifically be looking for impaired drivers and those driving distracted. And it's like the Colonel said, you will go to jail. If you choose to make that poor decision, there's a very good likelihood that you're going to go to jail. Thank you.
Commissioner Schroer talked about the numbers from last year. We were 20 better, and I want to tell you where we are so far this year. We're better than 20 better just in January. We've started off the year exceptionally well. Just think about what we could do if we saved 20 more lives every month. We'd be setting all kinds of records, and Josie reminded you that those numbers are real. You know, every number that we talk about represents a life. And every law enforcement officer behind me, at some point in their careers, had to go knock on a door and tell somebody that a loved one's been killed in a crash. And we don't want that to happen. We particularly don't want it to happen on Super Bowl Sunday. So, whether you're rooting for the Seahawks or the Broncos, or whether you're just there to party and have a good time, we want you to be safe. So, don't drink and drive, watch your speed, don't drive distracted, and always buckle up. Thank you, be safe.